Okay, so we've been requested like 2 or 3 times by T. Jones to observe El Desperado.
Sorry, dude. We're on it.
I'm not going to do the normal format because if I do it that way, because I want to do a live event today on Twitch. So, it'll have to be all the rendering and all this other stuff. And that's just, hey, if you look at the window, if you look at the screen, that's Bobby Ray's. You know, I made a real life wrestler into the game. And last CR5 Pro Road Big event, I decided to have him go against, I think it should be Young Money Chung, another real life wrestler. Yep, that's him. And I made him up. So he's in Pro Wrestling Holland. So, you know, I decided to do that for a dark match for my big event for the road. So, okay, now, let's start observing El Desperado because it's been a long time coming and honestly, don't have really anything bad to say.
I like El Desperado. So, when we first saw him in Suzuki-gun, we were confused.
We didn't know what the fuck.
We thought that he was a Mexican wrestler.
And I was like, you see them eyes, them contacts? That dude is freaky.
And, you know, his mask in combination with his face paint. And then on top of all that, the way Desperado carries himself, he doesn't walk or move like a Japanese wrestler.
No, he don't.
He doesn't look like a just Japanese wrestler. His body stature, not at all.
Not at all.
So, of course, I went searching on Wiki, because that's what I do. I'm like, he's Japanese. Said it was like,
what? What? What?
So we were very much taken aback. But there is not enough Desperado in New Japan Pro Wrestling.
No, there isn't.
There is just, you know, any match they put Taka in, they could just yank Taka out and put Desperado in.
When we first saw El Desperado, we didn't know what to make of him because we were still getting back into the swing of things. El Desperado, no singles matches, all tag matches.
All tag matches.
And I'm like, I don't get him. And that's because most of his matches were a losing effort squash match. That, you know, a work ethic squash match. You know, and he would get, and he was losing. And it's like, we never got to really see anything out of him. Time goes on and more junior heavyweights leave New Japan. And since they are leaving New Japan, they have to use El Desperado. Mm-hmm. No choice. Thank you, Ghetto. And yet, thank you, Ghetto. Yeah. But here's the thing. We didn't get him, you know. But then we started observing him. Mm-hmm. He was in his antics. We started realizing he has antics. Like, there was something happening. He had a match with a young lion. And I think it was Kawato. And they're going back and forth. They're doing their thing. Kawato is, you know, he's looking not as good as he did by the end of the Lion Gate tournament when he went against Kitamura. Mm-hmm. But, you know, it was like Kawato was probably in his second year then, I think. Just starting it. Just cresting into it. And I noticed, like, the match was over. I don't know what happened. I don't know. But Desperado was laying on the apron and just started kicking his feet and wiggling. And I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? And
like he was in the worst pain that there ever was. He won, but he was laying there like, oh, it hurts so bad.
Yes. And I'm like, that's funny. But he got up looking like, I'm going to kill somebody in the morning or tonight. Depends on how I feel. And I like that. So we watch matches and you keep kind of seeing the whole thing. I'm like, okay, I like the wiggle thing. It would not die. I love it. And I miss that he stopped doing it. I'm like, oh, come on, dude. He did the split, getting into the ring. And I'm like, what the fuck? So this is all cool.
Then on occasions he come out with his guitar and he does that bow where he's got his feet pointed to either side.
Do it, yes. Very, very strategic style. Mm-hmm. So that's all good. And then it happened, as I alluded to earlier. No juniors. It got shallow. he gets a bump up to do stuff. And we realized this dude, because we never saw him do heel work.
Mm-hmm.
We just knew he had to be a bad guy because he's associated with Suzuki Army.
Well, we've seen him do heel work, but it's like in the big tag teams, like if they're wrestling LIJ.
It's like LIJ heels too. Was it heel work or just getting even? Which was it? So you gotta go against baby faces to show how much of a heel you are. Mm-hmm. We didn't necessarily see that too much, because he was still wrestling other heels. Mm-hmm. And then you realize he is the greatest heel in the company. He's better than Jay White. He don't have to talk. Jay White's got to talk and do little things. No, El Desperado doesn't have to talk to be the greatest heel. He doesn't have to. What El Desperado did, it was the best of the Super Juniors.
And the match coming up was him against Yoshinobu.
Yep.
Kanemaru.
Kanemaru, Yoshinobu.
Okay.
And Kanemaru was like, we're going to wrestle. It was a tag match. Yeah. A prelude to their singles match.
Exactly.
And the match goes on. It's doing its thing. It's all good. They're working. So, but El Desperado kept looking at Kanemaru like, I'm going to fuck you up, man. Mm-hmm. And Kanemaru be, during the tag match, look back like, I don't trust this dude. And El Desperado's like, what? Come on, man, wrestle. You can just see it, the gestures. He's got that down. He don't have to speak. His body language speaks volumes, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. That makes El Desperado universal because it doesn't take language to understand the body language. It don't. So El Desperado has an advantage over every other talent in New Japan because even if he didn't have the mask, he would still be doing the same stuff and he'd still get the same message across. Mm-hmm. But the mask has what we call a peskiness. It's like, he's going to do something. That's what pesky is. They're going to do something. You don't know what. And it looks like whatever it does, you might hate it, but it looks going to be fun leading up to it. Now, after that match with Kanemaru, the tag match, Kanemaru rolls out the ring. El Desperado's like, yep. He rolls out the other side, and he kind of creeps around. He got his guitar. No, he doesn't have anything.
He got a chair.
Yeah, he got it. Well, he didn't have anything at first.
Okay.
And he walks up to him, and Kanemaru turns around. He starts clapping like, yeah, you, good job. And Kanemaru's like, yeah, but. And then when he turns around, and El Desperado, he grabs that chair, like, and he picks it up like, I'm gonna wear his ass out. And dude turned around, he's like, what? He sits down, he sits in the chair. What, man? Nothing. Like, nothing, man. We cool. Go to the back. Go. I got your back. Right back here, I got your back. And then Kanemaru's like, I don't trust this guy. And he turns around, Desperado, get up. He grabs the chair and he starts walking up real quick. And Kanemaru turns around and Desperado just holds the chair like, I'm just going to the back with the chair, man. Why are you looking at me? It's just so awesome. Yeah. And then Kanemaru's like, all right, then go to the back. He's like, no, man, I gotta watch them in the ring. I gotta watch them. You go. I'm watching your back. Come on. And then he clapped. Come on, man. Go. Kanemaru starts walking backwards. And I'm sitting here like, El Desperado is awesome.
Yes.
That is when we were solidified as El Desperado fans. We were already there, but that made us say, no, that's it. We're fans.
Now the next thing that I always like is that, okay, so the English commentators tell us that Desperado is the one that trains with Minoru.
Yes.
Okay. And then if you pay attention, whenever Minoru's coming out for a match, if he has a second, it's Desperado.
Always.
And what's Desperado doing? He's repping Suzuki-gun with the big Suzuki-gun flag.
It's like,
always on point, in the right spot, at the right timing of the music.
All the time. All day, every day. Rep it.
And then when shit would happen to Minoru and he get pissed and they're trying to get him out the ring, poor Desperado's the one that get his ass kicked by Minoru. And all he can do is cover up.
I'm like, you're used to this like a beaten housewife.
Yeah.
But see, here's the thing, what is awesome. Yeah, Minoru would whoop his ass, right? Mm-hmm. But nobody would fuck with Desperado. Mm-hmm. Nobody. And second on the list is Kanemaru. Mm-hmm. Tai Chi, they just ignore him.
They ignore Tai Chi.
They ignore him. It's like, who's this dude?
I mean, Nobu will come out with Tai Chi, but Minoru acts like Tai Chi doesn't exist.
He don't.
He acknowledges Lance Archer.
Yes.
Before he acknowledges Tai Chi.
He spit at Lance Archer. That's how much he acknowledged him.
Yeah.
And Desperado, I'm like, I got a feeling that somebody attacked El Desperado and hurt him, that Minoru would fuck them up legitimately.
It's quite possible.
Because, Minoru, outside of wrestling, he's a sweet guy. You can tell. I mean, the Shonen Jump, and he's smiling. And like, oh, look at me and my daughter and all that. Yeah. But at the same time, in wrestling, seeing how the booking goes, I don't think it's too much of an act.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm miserable here, but they let me get my frustrations out.
When it comes to Desperado,
it's cool.
Desperado's in-ring performance, when you finally see him, he's great. When him and Kanemaru were the tag team champions, I was so glad when him and Kanemaru got together as a tag team.
It made sense. It made sense.
Kanemaru finally had a partner worthy of him.
Because Tai Chi
ain't shit.
And he ain't shit.
And then when Desperado was going after the IWGP Junior heavyweight, when who had it?
I think it was
Hiromu.
It was either Hiromu or it was Kushida. At the time, Hiromu, it must have been Hiromu.
Yeah, he did his best to beat him, but you got to kill Hiromu to beat him.
That's what I love about Hiromu. But yeah, Desperado, good grief, and he was doing everything. Mm-hmm. He was playing by the rules. Then he started breaking the rules, and then he started breaking the rules. He just like, I'm going to go as far as I can, And they played off of each other well. It was two heels, but El Desperado is, and see, Hiromu was a heel, but everyone loved Lij, so they were conflicted on, do we boo him or not? El Desperado is such a fucking heel that Hiromu looked like the extreme babyface even when he was cheating. Hiromu looked like a babyface. That is how much of a mega heel El Desperado is. And no, this ain't, you can't get the old days back where you get the heel and you're just angry at him and all this and that. We get that. But that doesn't mean you can't respect what they do. Mm-hmm. And it's like, that's the bad guy. Don't fuck up. But he's such a bad guy, you can't help but fuck up anyway. He's going to get you. His in-ring performance is always spot on. I haven't seen him mess up yet.
Very crisp.
He is so crisp.
Clean.
It's like you just get in the ring and just wrestle and then it's over. He always sets up his partners perfectly. He's a great second in that ring for his partners. He is a great tag team partner to take the damage and stuff until it's time to tag out, because he can make that comeback and, cut the ring off. He's good at cutting the ring off
and
a tag team.
And he's a finisher.
And being a finisher like Sonata, like that's the dude that's going to get it.
Mm-hmm.
That is always amazing. And I miss seeing him in the ring.
I do too.
He goes, it's an accident, jaw broken, timeout. I don't think it's a broken jaw. And the reason I don't think it's a broken jaw is because it's something else. It's not just a broken jaw. He would have been back by now. Also, I have legitimately seen in real life 2 wrestlers wrestling with broken jaws. At the end of the match, it's all over, and the fans are like, hey, congratulating and stuff, and they're like, thank you, man, thank you. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, he's not moving that mouth. And then at the end, you see him outside, and they're loading up their car, and it's like, man, that was a good match, and it's like, yeah, thank you. And it's like, you all right? Man, my jaw been broke for the past 2 months, man. It's mostly wired shut, man. I'm like, whoa, shit. It's like, jaw wired shut. He's wrestling with this, but also knows that they won't bust him in the face either.
But they do different in New Japan.
They do different. It's like, you got to bust a jaw, take time off. That's what it seems. But if his jaw's busted, he's taking time off. Why the fuck are they not going to make Tanahashi take time off? His knees are fucked up. You got to fuck up knees, man.
But think about where they are
in their career.
Where they are in their career and Desperado's not chasing titles.
No, he's not. So he can take time off, get completely healed, and probably come back better. Probably get back in shape and do some other stuff.
I remember Iizuka broke his leg. All we knew was he was gone. Yeah. And then he came back. It's like, oh yeah, he been gone. Yeah, he broke his leg. Shit.
And then he's leaving to retire. So what the fuck?
That was a while. It was a while.
It was about a couple of years, but still, man, Desperado. Oh yeah, his gear, awesome, epic. Yeah. I've used pieces of it. The faux version of it. Now that I actually got it, I don't need it because the other stuff was better anyway.
And him and that damn belt, I don't even know how he breathed. He had that belt cinched up so tight.
I don't know. His pants are tighter than the belt.
Yep.
Them tights aren't, man. Honestly, them tights are tight enough to squeeze blood out of his pores.
We must sew him into him every night.
Just sew him in and cut him out.
Yep.
You don't wear anything twice because it's cut up. El Desperado is one of the best heels in pro wrestling. And here's the thing. Right now, y'all gonna probably disagree, but he's a better heel than MJF for one reason.
He can do it without talking.
That's it. MJF is a heel because he talked that shit. But if you had to go on in-ring actions only, you wouldn't know. Mm-mm. You would not know.
Like, all you know is like it's a dude in there with a douche face. That's all you know.
He's doing douchey stuff. El Desperado speaks volumes without the words.
And you can't even see his face.
No, you can't. But yet you can see every expression he makes. Mm-hmm. It was something Hiromu did to him, and he had that shocked look. And I was like, that dude is freaked out. Hiromu was doing some cat shit, and El Desperado was like, what the fuck is this? You can see it. And then Hiromu goes over to him and doing something. He backed up like, no, I don't got nothing. I'm like, he's like, I ain't got nothing to do with that. I don't know what the fuck was going on. It wasn't a title match. It was one of the tag matches. And then, Hiromu turns around, Desperado clocks him. I'm like, you can turn your back, you look stupid. Mm-hmm. If your whole thing was to, not get clocked, you can't turn. He's got to do what he got to do. Do a Dick Murdoch. You turn your back trying to look cool, clock you right in the back. No matter how hurt he is, go clock you right in the damn back because that's what you get. El Desperado is somebody I can't wait to see again. Yep. His ring entrance, his exit, repping Suzuki-gun, being in those tag matches with Kanemaru, get those tag belts back because their heel work to keep those belts were on point.
Oh yes, they did some dirty shit to keep them belts.
It was some dirty shit.
They were wrestled like they were. Who other tag teams they were wrestling?
They was wrestling Hiromu and Bushi, and then I think it was Bushi and Desperado that had a match. And I don't know, was it Bushi just? I don't know, man. It's El Desperado bought his A game, and Bushi bought something. Bushi just works better in tag matches. Tag matches, he shines more, but he's not brilliant either. But he shines more.
We don't know about Bushi.
But we've learned Bushi, and we're getting there. Maybe we're giving him a little time. Maybe he's got
Maybe he needs more time.
Send his ass back to Mexico because Mexico changes people. It changes people. I can't give more glowing review of El Desperado.
Yeah, he's awesome.
From beginning to end, I think we've covered everything. And you know what? He needs to add like some kind of kick or something as a part of a finisher or something.
I thought he's got a kick that's part of a finisher.
You do?
I thought he did.
I haven't noticed it.
It's been a while. We ain't seen him in a while.
It's been so long. It's been so long. I know you had to sit out double arm face buster. I remember that.
Yeah, it's pretty when he does that.
It's like the Angel's Wings, but like 3 times better. Yep,
it's pretty.
And that split. But he needs some kind of kick. Something brutal, but simple. I don't know what. I'm just speaking off the top of my head right now. I don't have anything in mind. But, I'm looking at I think about his boots. I think about his tights. I'm like, his trunks. You need a kick. Something to show that off more. And that's kicking to a split. Some Joshi had that. But I think he could benefit from it. It would work. And honestly, my dream tag team just one time, because it's such an odd pair that work the same, would be El Desperado and Bushi. I like to see them tag up one time and go mega full on heel.
Yeah.
Because I'm curious.
Yeah.
I'm curious. They complement each other.
They do. Bushi better be the one to take all the punishment. But
that's Bushi's role anyway. That's Bushi's role anyway. You know, Bushi is the Frieza that has no power. He's sort of like, you know, colder, not Frieza. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I think that's it.
So I hope this satisfies you, T. Jones. And if you got any other requests, if anyone else out there got any requests, please, you know, let us know. Who do you want observed next? You can check out playlist and, you know, see who we've done. And yes, you can rage because we did not do Will Ospreay like anybody wanted us to do. We tore his ass up with a little bit of hope. With a little bit of hope at the end. So this has been Cedric Kennedy for Comparative Reasoning and CR Fire Pro. CR Fire Pro Rose, I'm coming down the pipe. Cedric Owens, host and author for The Wicked Orchard on YouTube and Medium.com. Check her out there. This has been CR Wrestling Commentary, observing El Desperado, requested by T. Jones, Tao Jones, Dow Jones, whichever it is. The man is a Jones. Yeah. I'm finna get ready for this live event on Twitch. And yeah, if you want to see me live today, it'll be Twitch at CRW717. Whew. Good night, everybody.